And looking at the radar screen from last week, our plan for the dollar yen is actually to go long above the 78.70, and our short point was 78.27. The long point is the 79.50, and the short structure is the 76.37. If you look now at the chart, you can see that this, the 79.58.52, was our long structural point. We did go above it on Thursday, and then we failed to close above the 79.52, and we sold off, and we closed on Friday right around the 78.80. What we have here on the chart, guys, you see we have a close at 78.37, which was this low over here. This is not really a structure point, it was a kind of a support, if you want to use that term. And we closed at 78.37, and this sell-off that we had on Friday, if you're going to say that was a reaction to the downgrade from the AAA to the AA, that is not a bad close, because we're pretty much above this selling point. Because the last time we traded below the 78.44, we really sold off. So having it holding right there is actually based upon that horrible news. I mean, you cannot imagine how negative it is that the S&P downgraded the United States. I mean, this is it's shocking. It of course we deserve it, but it actually pisses me off more than anything. It's just, where were these guys in 2007, 2008, when everybody was buying the mortgage-backed securities up to the hilt that has no value, and they were giving it AAA, and now they're, by doing this downgrade from AAA to AA or whatever, they're trying to show as if they have some conscience or they're really doing their job. Where were they when it really counted? But anyway, they're just the timing is not right for it. But anyway, so with this bad news that has come in, you see that we're still holding above the 78 or closing around the 78.44. So I would actually consider this. It's not they're getting panicked, Alexander. It's just, where were they when we were supposed to count on them? Now they didn't do it when it counted, when the market crashed. Now they're trying to show that they're above board. Now that they know what they do. So anyway, we'll discuss this over a glass of wine. But anyway, to cut a long story short, this, I consider that as a positive or a buy, because the market held on bad news. The market did not break on bad news. No, it's not a disruption. I appreciate that. I didn't mean it this way. Not at all, Alexander. Not at all. Just I'm recording it, that's it. So having to hold on this kind of bad news is actually quite a positive signal. It is actually a buy signal. So we need to be looking to see where can we buy this, and look at this. This is your decline on the based upon the news. And if you look at this chart, the trend is up. Look at this. The trend is up. This is a big big price acceptance zone. So that decline is not really bearish. It is actually, again, that is could be considered quite a positive, and we should be looking at buying it above. We'll take this little structure point, which is about the 79.10, as our buying point. So we will buy the dollar yen above the 79.10. So we'll buy the dollar yen above 79.10. This is our buying point. 79.10 would be our buying point. The structure long is still the same, 79.52, which is this what you see on the chart over here. That is still your structure long point. If it gets above it, you're looking for a continuation to the upside. Our short selling point, we're going to go short below the 78. I mean, I'm looking for a structural failure to the downside. So the safest part for me, because this is such, I can use the 78.04 as my short point and my structural. So the 78.04 is going to be my short point, and it is going to be also, I will consider it as our structural short, because we have nothing here but air. And if I go short below 78.04, I'm going to place my stop right above the market side of 78.55, which is above the market side. Okay, so this is the dollar yen. We're positive. Our bias is to the upside on the dollar yen, so we'll be buying the dollar above 79.10. And if I buy it above 79, the next structural point is 79.52. So there's 40 pips from that point. And if I buy it at 79.10, my stop is going to be 78.60. I'm risking about 50 pips on this trade. And on the short side, I'm going to go short below 78.04. My short point is my structural point, and of course it is going to also to be my stop on the short side. Now, because the 74 is not really a structure, so I'm going to place my stop at 78.55. And let me just double check on there's nothing here, there's no structure here, so we'll use that as, so let's wrap it up, let's repeat it again. So I'm going to buy above 79.10, and if I buy it above 79.10, I'm placing my stop at 78.60, so I'm risking 50 pips on that trade. And my structure long is 79.42. So if it gets above the 79.42, look at this move. You're looking at least to test the 80.24, because that's the next structure up, and we did test it on Thursday. So if it gets above it one more time, you're going to you should see that continuation to the upside. And on the downside, we go short below 78.04. We really don't, we have a small internal structure point, so I'm just using it as the same here as 78.04. And if I go short, I'm placing my stop right above the 78.55 as my short stop. Okay, this is the dollar yen. Any questions, guys, on the